Many of us have experienced that unsettling feeling before a social event or found ourselves entangled in self-analysis after a casual conversation. If you've ever wondered why certain social situations evoke unease or stress, you're not alone. Today, we'll discuss the intriguing world of social anxiety, shedding light on subtle signs that might be escaping your notice. Let's get right into the video. Social anxiety refers to the unease or fear someone experiences in social interactions and situations. But diving into the psychological aspect, it becomes clear that this discomfort is rooted in our fundamental need for social approval and the fear of facing negative judgment from others. This intricate give and take of emotions and thoughts shapes the landscape of social anxiety. The fear of negative judgment amplifies the sense of discomfort, creating a challenging internal dynamic. It often stems from a heightened self-awareness and concern about how one is perceived by peers or acquaintances. The individual may grapple with a persistent worry about making mistakes or facing rejection in social situations. Let's dive into the intriguing signs that could be indicative of social anxiety. Keep in mind that these signs may manifest in both physical and behavioral aspects. Sign number 1. Fear of negative judgment. This can be a telling indicator of social anxiety, a condition characterized by an intense unease in social interaction. Individuals grappling with social anxiety carry a pervasive apprehension about being negatively judged by others in various social settings. This fear, deeply rooted in the innate human desire for social approval, manifests as a complex interplay of thoughts and behaviors. Heightened self-consciousness becomes a prevailing experience, with individuals overly concerned about how they are perceived by others in terms of their actions and appearance. Anticipatory anxiety often precedes actual social interactions for those with social anxiety, creating a persistent and distressing worry leading up to social events. This preoccupation with the fear of negative judgment can significantly impact an individual and their ability to engage in social situations with comfort. Before we continue, please take a moment now to subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate your support. Sign number 2. Anxiety in anticipation. The heightened stress levels that precede social situations are palpable manifestations of anticipatory anxiety. Persistent worry becomes a constant companion during this period, as individuals with social anxiety engage in intricate thought patterns, often envisioning worst-case scenarios related to how they might be perceived by others. Coping mechanisms come into play as individuals grapple with anticipatory anxiety. Avoidance behaviors, such as finding excuses to withdraw from situations that trigger anxiety, become strategies to manage the overwhelming emotional distress. Negative self-talk further compounds this, as individuals engage in self-critical thoughts, questioning their social abilities and anticipating judgment from others. Recognizing anxiety and anticipation as a central sign of social anxiety underscores the importance of providing support and implementing strategies to effectively manage anticipatory anxiety. Addressing this nuanced aspect becomes pivotal in fostering a more positive and inclusive social experience for these individuals. Sign number 3. Post-social analysis. This is characterized by the tendency to extensively analyze and scrutinize one's social interactions after they occur, and is commonly observed in individuals grappling with social anxiety. This phenomenon can be linked to various aspects of social anxiety, creating complexities between cognitive processes and emotional responses. These individuals will often engage in overthinking social interactions, driven by a heightened sensitivity to social cues and a pervasive fear of negative evaluation. The constant evaluation of one's behavior and the reactions of others can lead to a perpetual state of discomfort and self-consciousness, amplifying the challenges associated with social interaction. Perfectionism significantly influences post-social analysis for these people. These individuals may set unrealistically high standards for their social interactions, creating a propensity to engage in meticulous examination to identify any perceived mistakes or shortcomings. The desire to meet these lofty expectations contributes to a cycle of heightened anxiety and self-doubt during the post-social analysis process. A critical factor in understanding post-social analysis in the context of social anxiety is the role of rumination. Socially anxious individuals often find themselves caught in a cycle of repetitive thinking about past events, particularly social interactions. This rumination intensifies the analysis, as individuals continually reflect on the details of their behavior and interactions long after the events have transpired. The prolonged focus on these reflections can exacerbate feelings of anxiety and contribute to a negative self-perception. The difficulty in letting go of social interactions further complicates the post-social analysis process for those with social anxiety. Unlike individuals without social anxiety who may move on from social interactions more easily, socially anxious individuals may struggle to release the thoughts and evaluations associated with these interactions. This difficulty in letting go extends the duration of post-social analysis, maintaining a heightened state of anxiety beyond the immediate social encounter. Sign number 4. Fear of visible anxiety. The fear of others noticing anxiety, especially the apprehension about appearing anxious in social settings, is a hallmark feature of social anxiety. Individuals grappling with this disorder find themselves immersed in a heightened state of self-consciousness, where the prospect of scrutiny and judgment from others becomes a pervasive concern. This heightened self-awareness extends beyond mere social interaction to encompass a profound worry about showing visible signs. Central to this fear is an underlying concern about negative social evaluation. Those with social anxiety often harbor deep-seated fears that any visible symptoms may be interpreted as signs of weakness or inadequacy. The anticipation of potential rejection or criticism intensifies the fear of being visibly anxious, creating a complex web of concerns that influence behavior in social situations. The fear of being visibly anxious often leads to avoidance behaviors, as individuals attempt to navigate social situations with minimal exposure. Some may choose to steer clear of social engagements altogether, while others adopt safety measures or employ coping strategies to mitigate the risk of others noticing their anxiety. These avoidance behaviors serve as a protective mechanism, albeit one that reinforces the underlying fear and maintains the cycle of social anxiety. Sign number 5. Expecting the worst. This sign stands out as a significant hallmark of social anxiety. This pessimism, integral to the disorder, is underpinned by a complex interplay of cognitive and behavioral factors. Individuals grappling with social anxiety often find themselves ensnared in negative thought patterns that consistently revolve around potential social threats and the anticipation of unfavorable outcomes. The fear of negative evaluation emerges as a pivotal element, as those with social anxiety harbor a deep-seated worry about being harshly judged in social situations, intensifying their overall anxiety levels. Catastrophic thinking further contributes to this pervasive expectation of adverse events. Individuals prone to social anxiety tend to engage in the magnification of potential negative consequences, creating a mental landscape where the worst-case scenarios loom prominently. This cognitive bias reinforces the general tendency to expect unfavorable outcomes, perpetuating a cycle of pessimistic outlooks and heightened anxiety. Safety behaviors become a coping mechanism for individuals with social anxiety who anticipate the worst-case scenario. These behaviors, ranging from avoiding eye contact to rehearsing conversations in advance, are adopted to minimize perceived threats in social situations. The reliance on safety behaviors is intricately tied to the expectation of negative outcomes, as individuals seek to navigate social interactions with a sense of control and mitigated anxiety. The perceived lack of social skills further complicates the expectation of the worst. Socially anxious individuals may harbor doubts about their ability to navigate social interactions successfully, fostering a self-doubt that contributes to the anticipation of negative outcomes. This self-perception becomes a significant factor in shaping the overall outlook in social situations. Sign number 6. Your mind goes blank. Experiencing a blank mind or mental block during conversations can signal the presence of social anxiety. This phenomenon is influenced by various factors associated with the disorder. Individuals that have it often grapple with heightened performance anxiety in social settings, where the fear of negative evaluation and the pressure to meet perceived social expectations can lead to cognitive disruptions, causing the mind to go blank. Excessive self-focus, stemming from constant monitoring of one's behavior and anticipation of how others perceive them, contributes to overwhelming self-consciousness, diverting cognitive resources from the conversation and resulting in mental blocks. The fear of judgment and the desire to avoid potential embarrassment may trigger anxiety during conversations, disrupting clear thinking and expression. Social avoidance behaviors, commonly adopted by those with social anxiety, can exacerbate mental blocks when engaging in unavoidable social interaction. Overanalyzing social cues and the worry about social mishaps can create cognitive overload, further contributing to mental blanks. Additionally, the perfectionistic standards set by socially anxious individuals and the associated fear of not meeting these standards can lead to performance anxiety and cognitive difficulties during conversations. In conclusion, it's crucial to recognize that acknowledging these signs is not a weakness, but a brave step towards self-discovery and growth. Each sign we've explored unveils a facet of the complex interplay between our minds and the social world, offering insights that can empower us to navigate these challenges more effectively. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Social anxiety is more common than you might think, affecting individuals from all walks of life. By understanding the psychological underpinnings of these signs, you've already taken a significant stride towards building a more profound awareness of yourself. As you navigate the intricate dance of social interactions, be patient with yourself. Growth is a gradual process, and every small step you take towards confronting and overcoming social anxiety is a triumph. Celebrate your victories, no matter how seemingly insignificant, and appreciate the resilience within you. Thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. We would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.